Hello, today I'll be trying to code these buttons, something different and a lot more difficult than the geometric stuff I normally do. With mathematical demos, I always have a very clear idea of what I'm going to do to get to a certain result. Whereas with interface elements such as these buttons, there's always a lot of tinkering, a lot of trying this value and that other value, and after 300 tries I may not be anywhere near the result I want to get. That's a lot of time wasted, and it's not only my time, it's also the time of those watching, which makes me feel terribly guilty. Also, makes me feel incompetent, because with mathematical, well, science stuff in general, I have a list of requirements and then I can go to the solution in a straight line. In this case, it's just going in the dark, trying to find light and not finding it, which is terribly frustrating and I hate it. But still, I'll give it a try, so wish me luck. I start with a mixin. This is going to be a button mixin. It takes the text, and this is going to be the button text. I use a button element. And for the plates in the back, I use some span elements. And these are strictly decoration, so I hide them from screen readers. Okay, so now I just copy paste this because I have two of those plates. Oh, sorry. Okay, and now the actual text, which or a fallback, which is going to be, I don't know, something. Doesn't really matter. Now let's call the mixin to actually create the buttons. Okay. Doesn't really matter what text I use. Okay, done for the here. This is all for the structure, and now let's start styling. First off, let's start setting some dimensions. So we have the button height, something like 3 ms, and the button width is going to be 3 times that. Okay, now let's actually set them. So I have a width, and a height. And let's increase the font size. Let's say something like 5 ms. Set the line height equal to the button height, so that it's right in the middle of the button. And also set a nicer okay, what did I do wrong? Oh, this is button height right here. So now it should work. Okay, something else. You see, if I change this, I'm getting a scroll bar. So let's use a media query. So media max width, and let's see, we want it slightly bigger than the width, and the width is 3 times 3 ms, so that's going to be 9. So slightly bigger, let's say 10 times 5, it's going to be 50, and the base font is 16 by default, so that's going to be 800 pixels. So this is going to be my brick font. And 16 out of 800 is 2%. So that's where I'll start from. So font size is 2 viewport width. Okay, so now it scales. That's good. They're inline elements, so make them block, display block. Also, set a margin. Absolutely position them, and then we create a silent class for absolute positioning. So position absolute, top 0, right 0, bottom 0, and left 0. Okay, having done this, we're going to have span extend the silent class And also we're going to have just for the plates in the back. So this is what attribute selectors are for. Here I have after pseudo element, and this is going to extend that sound class as well. Give it a content. Okay, also give it a background. Okay, we don't want this to be black, so let's decide upon hue, saturation, and lightness. Let's go back a bit. So this is green, a bit yellowish. So let's see. This is going to be, I don't know, something like this, 70 something. We max out the saturation, although I don't think it's really maxed out in there, but okay. As for the lightness, let's make something like a power of 2, something like that. And here we use an HSL value. We have that hue, the saturation, and the lightness. So this should do it. Also, here I set the background none. I'll just, actually I'm going to not take it out. I don't think I need it. Border none. And also this buttons have a padding by default, so let's 0 that. Okay, now having done this, I'll apply a clip path on this. Actually, before, let's change the color for the last one. So for the last well, the second button, because we might have another one afterwards. Nth of type 2, and here we change the hue. I don't know, to get that bluish thing we had something like 100 something. Okay, that should be pretty good. Now I'll add a clip path. Now the cool thing here, this will be in the top right corner, this will be on the bottom edge, and this will be on the left edge. So I already have some of my coordinates. So clip path polygon. So my first coordinate is going to be top right corner. Then I'll just have that one that's somewhere there, close to the ends. And then one on the bottom edge. And so that's 100% for the Y. Okay, and now the last one to get that boat-like shape is going to be on the left edge, so that's going to be 0. Something like this. Okay, so I have one shape. Now, nth child, for the second one, I bring the saturation to 100%, to 0, sorry. Okay, so that it's gray. And also I increase the lightness, let's say by 50. That's going to be something like that. And also on the after, I set a different clip path. So clip path polygon. Okay, so let's see. So we start from here and we go down, then a bit back, and also down, then a bit back and up. So okay, we don't have edges this time, sadly. Goes a bit down, like I said, a bit back, something. Okay, I'd say that looks pretty good, and I'll just leave it like that. Now the next thing is just add some shadows. So first off, I'll create a shadow offset and a bigger shadow blur for the big dark shadow. So I have those little shadows there, and okay, so let's see. Shadow offset, shadow blur, something like this. Okay, now having done this, what's wrong? What the? I don't get it. What's the problem? Is there a problem? Okay. Filter, and here I'll be using drop shadow. So shadow offset, and this gives me black thing, and I need to change this to different HSL value. Basically, I'll just take this, then just tweak it. So this one is going to be a darker one, so let's fix the lightness to something dark. Okay, and then this saturation, I'll use a calc here and decrease it somewhat. So this is going to give me, actually, I'll create two shadow offsets. This is going to be my first one and my second one. So this is going to be first, second. Okay, this looks good. Now I'll have a second shadow, and here I'll just have minus and minus. And here I need to put in between parentheses because otherwise SAS is going to try to perform the subtraction. This, let's make this bigger, and here I'll just lighten up that thing. So lightness, I don't know how does this work. Actually, make this reverse them, I believe. Okay, looks a lot better this way. Now I'll have a third shadow. This is going to be the big blurry one. Drop shadow. So this is going to also have a blur. The first two don't have a blur. Okay, and this is a bit too dark, so something like this. This should do it. Come on, why are you so dark still? Okay, this looks better, and I'll just leave it like this. Now there's also the text itself. So for the text itself, let's collapse this. I'm going to have here lost child. Okay, I hate it when this happens. So here I'll just set the background. Okay, it covers it all. Let's make it radial gradient. black, white. This is kind of silly, but I don't really have any better ideas. So that's going to be 50%, and I make half the dimension. So that's going to be, actually it doesn't matter that if it's plus or minus there. Okay, and the dimensions, I don't know, something like this. And then I'll have full height. Okay. Actually, I don't know. I want a white strip there, so let's do something like this. Because I do want a white strip in the middle. Let's make it slightly bigger. And the thing is, if I make this wider, okay, that's too much. Let's see how it looks with background clip, text, and also do color transparent. So it's not exactly what I had in mind. Okay, let's think about something else. Let's do it like this. 50%, make 0 here. That should give me, let's see the background clip. Okay, let's make this like this. What if I make it 75? Am I going to have like a bigger strip? I should be having, and then I do something. Let's see how it looks with the clip. I think it looks better this way. And I could do oh, that's too much. Okay, I think this looks better. Make 79 and have a bit more black there. 81. Basically, I want to, this is what I meant with the tinkering stuff, is there's just so much. Click me. Okay, I also want a shadow, so I'll just do, no, actually text shadow is not going to work here because I've been using this, so I'll be using drop shadow, so a filter. Drop shadow, something like this, maybe a slightly darker. I think I'll just leave it like this. I don't think I can get any better. Okay, now one more thing, how it reacts on click, because at this point you don't see anything happening on click. Now first off, pointer, no, cursor pointer, sorry. Okay, and then I'm going to have active. Okay, and then I'll be doing something like No, actually, just these spans. Okay. Actually set a CSS custom property, and something like this. So when I click it, okay, let's do this a lot. Because it looks weird this way. Okay, this looks a lot better actually. So I'll just do it this way. Now something else I'll be doing here is focus, hover, and I'll have, let's think, outline none, filter none, and having done this, let's set a filter here. Okay, so now, okay, so yeah, I think I'll just leave it like this because I probably won't be able to do anything better from now on. So yeah, this is it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have and you want me to be able to do more stuff in the future, please consider supporting my work. Donations are suspended for now, but you can still make this kitty very happy by getting her something off her Amazon wishlist. Or you can at least support the implementation of Clip Path in Edge, because it's a very useful feature and it doesn't really take much of your time. It doesn't even require sign in, and there's going to be a link in the description and you can go there and you can vote for it because your votes do matter, and this can really help with a speed up implementation. In any event, thanks for watching.